Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my cooking channel called Do It Yourself. What I'm going to be doing today is prepping some chicken wings for dinner tonight. Someone requested that I show how I season my chicken, so I thought this would be the perfect channel to do it. Someone from my other channel called Juicy Tingles requested it, but I thought, let's do it on the cooking channel. Now, I haven't started actually cooking meals yet. I have some old videos up on this channel, where I was cooking like in the past, but I haven't put any fresh new cooking videos up yet because I'm still prepping and getting some things in order that I need in order to get started. For instance, I have a single burner, to cook on, because the way my stove is set up, it's not, how some stoves, now I'm going to put some gloves on because I'm going to be handling chicken. I don't always do this, but if I don't use gloves and I handle the chicken with my hands, it's very important to wash your hands thoroughly. It's, before you cook, and definitely after you handle chicken, you definitely want to wash your hands thoroughly. You don't want to go touching other things. You just want to wash your hands thoroughly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, now they've already been, let me just show you. Now, usually the chicken wing comes like this, okay? When you cook chicken, I don't like for my wing to go flying all over the place, so I like to tuck it, okay? And that stays in place while you fry your wings, okay? So most of them are already tucked already. Let me just show you again. Your wing comes like this. You just tuck it under the leg part, and that way it stays. When it's cooking, it's not gonna, because if you cook it with the wing loose, it's gonna spread out, and I like it it's just better just to keep it tucked. Okay, so I'm just going to put all my wings here. They've already been cleaned and washed off. Now, being as though I'm going to be touching my seasonings, then when I'm done, seasoning my chicken and everything, what I'll do is I'll take and wash them off, because, like I said, contamination from chicken. All right, so let me just show you what I'm going to be using to season my chicken. Black pepper, paprika. Paprika brings out the flavors in your food. I never knew once upon a time what it was for. All-purpose seasoning, garlic powder, and sometimes I like to add Old Bay seasoning. Okay, not all the time, because I think I've done a chicken prep video before, and you may not have seen me use the exact same seasonings. I switch it up. Sometimes I don't use gloves. Sometimes I switch the seasonings up. Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, I'm going to start by putting my garlic powder on. So basically, you just line you clean your chicken, you cut off any little feathers, rinse them off, tuck your wing tips, and then you lay them out on a tray. And I'm just, most people I'm sure know how, but some people don't know how to cook, or some people, maybe they were just interested in how I do it. So I'm just going over the steps in case there's someone out there that don't know. Okay, now I'm going to add my pepper. Whoops. Be nice if I take the paper off of it. Sorry about that. So I added some new recipes to my recipe book. So once I'm done this, I'm going to go over some of the fun things you can look forward to me cooking over here on this channel. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed, so that when I do upload, you will get notified. When you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the little bell next to it. That's your notification bell. That way you will be notified. It'll come straight to your email inbox, right in your channel feed when I upload. Yeah, paprika, my mom used to, and that's another thing I'm going to do on this channel. Now, some of the things that I'm going to do over here, I've done before in the past, but everybody wasn't following me at the time. So I'm just flipping my chicken over once I put all those seasonings on. Oh, one thing I forgot. My old bag. Now, sometimes when I fry my chicken, I like to have a wet and a dry bowl with me. And what I mean by that is, while I flip this over, I'll tell you. Sometimes I like to have a egg batter mix and flour together. Now, generally people just, dip their chicken in flour and fry it. But sometimes I like to have a wet batter to dip it in first. So, I would take my chicken, dip it in my bowl of, mixed up eggs, and then I would dip it into my flour. So I would go from wet to dry. And then you just season the other side. And you want to make sure that you wipe down your seasonings really good because, you can touch the chicken and you're going to touch the seasonings. And you don't want contamination. Okay. Now, that's what you do. And like I said, you can, have a bowl, maybe mix 2 eggs up in a bowl and then have a bowl of flour and you dip it in the wet solution first, then the dry, and then you go ahead and put it into your pan of hot grease. Okay? And that's how I season my chicken. It's just as simple as that. Okay? But yeah, as far as paprika goes, my mom used to fix deviled eggs. And she would decorate them with paprika. Because, the paprika would have the little red, because it's red. And so she would fix her deviled eggs, sprinkle paprika on it, and then put cherries on top. So I always thought paprika was just for decoration purposes. I never knew because I've tasted paprika before. And it has no taste. And it doesn't even really have a smell. I think smoked paprika has a smell, but just regular paprika doesn't have a smell. So I always thought, well, maybe it's just for decoration purposes because that's the only time that I saw my mom use paprika was to sprinkle on the eggs. But then I found out that paprika actually brings out the flavors in your foods, in your meats. And it's true, it does. So I'm sorry, the pepper is getting to me. Okay, so that's the little paprika story. Okay, now let me just go over some of the. I've upgraded my my little recipe booklet, and I'm gonna just tell you some of the things you can look forward to. Some of the things that fun things that I'm going to be fixing over here. I'm going to be fixing Reubens, tuna melts, funnel cakes, taco cup or taco fun cup bowls for children, oven baked chicken parmesan, lasagna. There's a recipe from my aunt called chicken lala. That's delicious. I'll show you all that. Like I said, these are just some of the things that I'm going to be cooking. Bistro chicken. Let's see. Homemade chili. A lot of fun stuff. Shrimp pie. Shrimp pie is delicious. Shrimp pie. And yes, you do need pie crust and definitely shrimp. But we'll get into all of that. Let's see what else we're going to be cooking over here. This is just a few things that I'm just going over to let you all know. My homemade macaroni and cheese. I'm going to teach you how to make corn on the cob in 7 minutes flat. Deviled eggs, of course, my mom's recipe for deviled eggs. Homemade garlic bread, funnel cakes. I think I said that already. Bread pudding. I think I've made that before online. Monkey bread. If I could find my old videos where I did the bread pudding and the monkey bread, I'll link it below. But if not, we'll be doing it again. Popcorn balls for the kids. So yeah, just a lot of different fun things. Okay. Oreo milkshakes for beverages, sunshine punch, a lot of different things. Okay. Easy pudding milkshakes, different things like that. Okay, so to the young lady that requested this, here you go. This is how I season my chicken wings, prep them, and now they're ready to be cooked. So I hope you all have enjoyed this. Like I say, make sure you subscribe. I have to get 3 more of these, so it could be like 4 burners, as though, you know, like a stove, but on the table. Because, you know, some people's stoves are like within their counter space. So you have your stove, then you have the counter, then you have the, you know, your sink. Well, my stove is not in a counter area, so I don't have anywhere to set my camera up in order for me to stand at the stove and actually cook and have a prep area. Because like I said, it's not in between a counter. So I have to kind of make my own little setup by using 4 burners. I'm going to have an island so that it could be like, you know, 4 burners, stove on an island, and then some prep space. So that's, you know, I'm just still getting prepped for my cooking show. So, but for now, I can do little things like this that I can just sit at the table and do, and I don't necessarily need a stove or a burner or anything like that. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you share with all your good girlfriends, and make sure you check out all my other YouTube channels that will be listed below in the description box. Okay? All right. Bye-bye now.